I'm going to cut straight to the chase. If you aren't in my Discord server, you're missing out severely. The best alpha in crypto takes place within these channels, including coin discussions, market analysis, degen behavior, and more. It's completely free and I look forward to speaking with you inside. In the last couple weeks, we've had Bitcoin surging upwards and getting close to its all-time high. This follows weeks and months of boring price action where many people were leaving crypto, and I don't blame you. It's been monotonous, depressing, hard to feel motivated, etc. But times like this is where you can expand your knowledge, your skill set, conduct lots of market research, reset strategies, and find new theories. Essentially level up and put yourself ahead of the game when compared with others, and ultimately increase your likelihood for success in the coming months. Well, that's what I was doing anyway. November will certainly be interesting for crypto and the markets in general. With the election results coming in, a Donald Trump victory could pump Bitcoin to new highs and drag alts up with it. Conversely, a Harris win may cause some short-term negativity and we could dip quite painfully. Regardless, the end result for 2025 will be the same. Whoever is in charge of the US, we should get an explosive alt season. So given where we are in the market, it's not a bad time to reassess your holdings. Therefore, I'll try to provide some perspective, some food for thought. This is a tough video to make as there's of course no right answer. I'll explain my reasoning behind each allocation and hopefully that can play into your thinking and provide some unique perspective or insight. It goes without saying, but whilst I am a financial advisor, nothing in this video is financial advice. One thing people need to understand and appreciate is how difficult it is from this point in the market cycle to 10x your overall portfolio. If you're holding fewer coins, then your chances are of course increased drastically whilst taking on a lot more risk. But for most, optimal low entries have already surpassed. If you do end up doing a 10x from this stage, get yourself something nice at the end of it because you've done a damn good job. Don't get me wrong, there will be projects doing 10x's from here. Some may even do 100x plus, albeit this is a lot rarer than it's made out to be. But to do so across your entire portfolio, all of your holdings, a lot has to go right. So in constructing this portfolio, I had to consider some factors. Which narratives are likely to provide us with the best returns? Which projects within those narratives are going to provide us with the best returns? Will there be any red herrings? And is it time to be fully positioned? Something else I would like to mention is that the time for hodling may be coming to an end. That was okay during the bear markets, but we're approaching the business end of things. Projects you once believed in could make one incorrect move, and you may have to ruthlessly cut them from your portfolio, or else face decreased or even negative returns. Likewise, something new may come around which is worth investing in. Therefore, this video is subject to change. I will be making many videos around good and bad projects in the future, so feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see that. Also, join the Discord to see what a very intelligent community and I are interested in. So the first pick for the portfolio for me is going to be BitTensor, and I'd allocate 30% to this choice. The reasoning here is pretty simple. The goal is to make money, right? 100x's are of course desirable for everyone, but that doesn't mean degenning into high risk projects with all our capital. We need a hedge, and by that I mean a blue chip with growth potential. That doesn't mean buying Ripple or ADA or Polkadot or any crap like that. This could be something like BitTensor, like Solana, Near, Casper, a high cap coin which can still run. The project I think best for this is BitTensor, fitting the AI narrative and has a very high chance of becoming the #1 AI coin. I made a full video on Tau recently where I said conservatively to optimistically, the price can reach between 2 to 5k, which from current prices is between a 5 to 10x. Not bad for your hedge, right? You can also stake it and earn 18% yield compounded daily, so overall this would be both my AI and my blue chip pick for the portfolio. If you want to know exactly the reasons why, feel free to check this video out. This is just one of my personal picks. This video is more focused on giving you an idea of what type of project you should be including and for what allocation. I know a lot of people struggle when it comes to formulating portfolios. You might not be a fan of Tau, which is why I mentioned any kind of blue chip with growth potential like Casper or Solana or whatever. The second pick for the portfolio I want to allocate to a narrative which I believe has potential to explode in 2025. We all have AI down as the most obvious, but I have a real belief in real world assets. The whole concept of merging tokenization with the blockchain certainly paves the way for a revolutionary future. And hey, look, if it's enough for BlackRock and Larry Fink to get excited over, it's not something you should turn a blind eye to. I'm actually in the process of planning an RWA tier list video, so if you're interested in seeing that soon, be sure to subscribe, but my choice for today's video is Rio or Realio Network. Again, this is one I've mentioned many times on my channel already. This is a layer 1 RWA coin allowing the tokenization of assets, along with other drivers like District, which is a metaverse type play, and Realio Fund 2 on the DeFi side of things. The chart looks choppy for Rio, but we were trading above $3 back in April. Recently we've had some FUD around the project which drove the price down back under $1 to around 64 cents, which is good for those looking for an entry. The FUD was caused by an increase in the max supply for Rio, going from 75 million to 175 million. A very steep increase, but the reason being there needed to be more incentive for validators and to encourage network growth and participation. Note that this wasn't proposed by the team, it was actually proposed by the community and it was open to a vote. Looking at the emissions, it doesn't affect the supply too much. Current circulating supply is around 57 million. It will hit 60 million by April 2025 and 69 million a year after that. Really not that bad. Reaching a target between $5 to $10 isn't impossible for a project like this with its tokenomics. It's one where I do see 10x potential as feasible, and therefore I'd be happy to allocate 20% of my portfolio to this coin. So for the next allocation, again we are looking to take risk. We want that 10x potential, and unfortunately that doesn't come by playing it safe at this stage in the cycle. For this reason, we need to be looking at coins again of a low market cap in relevant sectors. Now the way I've structured this portfolio so far, we have AI covered and we have RWA covered. Depending on what you chose as your blue chip, maybe Casper or Solana, here is where you would go for a lower cap AI play maybe. I recently did an AI tier list, so go check that out for suggestions. However, I'm going to allocate 20% of the portfolio to anyone here. This is one of my favorite projects in crypto and combines privacy with deepin, another hot narrative with real world use case. So anyone, formerly known as Atoll Protocol, is looking to create the world's largest privacy network through the use of physical and virtual relays. It's a pretty simple concept. You run these relays and get rewarded for doing so in the Anyone token, therefore providing incentive. The team is very dedicated, building heavily over the last 18 months with the product and with partnerships. So much so that they've almost surpassed the number of relays for the current largest onion routing privacy network in the world, which is Tor, in only a year and a half. Price action for Anyone has been interesting, and like with any good project, it survived plenty of FUD and dips along the way. We actually touched $4 earlier in the year, and it's now 74 cents. The reason it's not showing on this chart is because it was previously listed under Atoll Protocol, and the price history data for that isn't showing up on CoinMarketCap. But yeah, given the tokenomics, the community, the business proposal itself, a 10x from here is definitely possible to a price of around $7 to $8. But it doesn't have to be Anyone. If you have your eye on another small or mid cap play, maybe around the $100 million market cap level or below, allocating 20% of your portfolio is wise. It's enough to allow you serious gains should the project take off. Just make sure it ticks a lot of the relevant fundamentals which I've discussed many times in the past, such as tokenomics, the narrative, the team, the community, etc. For the next slice of the portfolio, a bit of a surprise one to myself. I would allocate around 15% to memes. Yes, this sounds crazy. I was a proper utility guy, and I still am, to be honest. However, I would be extremely naive and ignorant if I ignored the performance of memes so far this cycle. It has been the only sector which has constantly printed money with insane amounts of volume, regardless of market conditions. And whilst, of course, the risk is high, we've seen many utility projects, particularly in the AI sector, drop 80-90% or even rug, whereas the communities that some of these memes are building are allowing them to be safer bets than a lot of utility projects. So I'm not going to give a specific meme pick because one, this really isn't my area of expertise, and two, of this 15%, you can have your own portfolio, a portfolio within a portfolio, like a portfolioception, sorry, terrible joke, but you can stick to blue chips like Pepe, Brett, or Ponk, whatever, or go full degen on the ultra low cap plays, or even a mix, that's entirely up to you. It may also be wise to check which chain is trending. I know Solana's had its time, Ethereum will probably make a comeback, some people are migrating to Sui, maybe even Aptos, but just some exposure here isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. We've reduced the risk by only allocating 15%, and you can even go lower to 10% if you like, whatever you're comfortable with. But I know many people have been stressed over the last few months, given that memes have been the only thing that's been providing positive returns, and they've kind of been sucking all the volume in crypto. Some exposure here, albeit small, helps to relieve some of that worry. I personally have been learning a lot about memes through members of my community, trying to get up to speed on things. So yeah, if you feel like you're lacking in that department, jump in my Discord, have a read through the chat, throw some questions out there, and I'm sure myself and whoever, the meme experts, will be more than happy to help. So finally, arguably the most important section of your portfolio, I'd suggest the remaining 15% of your holdings to be held in stables or fiat currency. I know, it's anticlimactic and boring and it's probably not what you want to hear, but this is extremely essential, guys. Way too many times within my community, I've seen people say that they don't have the dry powder to buy dips or to buy new projects or whatever. You almost always need capital on the side because there will be a project, a meme, a hidden narrative that comes out. I think there will be a surprise in 2025 in terms of narratives, and it could be anything. be it a gaming comeback, DeFi, or something completely random. Whether you wish to hold USDT or send fiat onto exchanges each time is up to you, but it's a smart move. There will be so many money-making opportunities over the next 12 months, and you'll need capital around to take advantage of them. I know we've all been through it, not having the money available to buy a dip or visit the meme casino, and it is frustrating. This again allows you the opportunity to do exactly that. Maybe have some short-term trades open, but also provide some stability to your overall portfolio. That way, when the market does dip, and believe me, it will, as we can see, you will see it as opportunity rather than fear. So that's an example portfolio for this upcoming alt season, people. Again, it's interchangeable. I was providing more some rationale and example allocations. Feel free to modify it as you wish. Just some quick conclusions to wrap the video up. Obviously, AI is a must. You need some AI exposure in your portfolio. This sector is probably the most primed for gains over the next 12 months. My personal opinion is that the potential in RWA is also extremely high. I'll be analysing some of my favourite projects soon. The noise that memes have made this year has been deafening, and it may be worth taking a plunge into the space to see how you like it. But cash is still king, and having the capital on the side grants you both stability and opportunity in this market. Ultimately though, barring more chaos in the world, 2025 should be a spectacular year for us, hopefully with life-changing gains on the horizon. For more personalised advice, throw your portfolio in the Discord and myself and the community can help you out. I may do this on a regular basis as the market will be constantly changing and therefore allocations will also need changing. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, any support is much appreciated. Join my free Discord and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.